I.S.U.P.K. 53rd Annual Lord's Passover.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is I.S.U.P.K. down in Florida. I'm Captain of 10,000 Shamoy Yalo. We here to let you know 53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida. It's going down in South Florida, Cocoa Beach.
Friday, April 15th, 2022.
The lamb, the wine, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, you understand? Good music, good weather, palm trees, the whole nine.
This is going to be glorious. Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
April 15th.
I.S.U.P.K. 53rd Annual Lord's Passover.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is I.S.U.P.K. down in Florida. I'm Captain of 10,000 Shamoy Yalo. We here to let you know 53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida. It's going down in South Florida, Cocoa Beach.
Friday, April 15th, 2022.
The lamb, the wine, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, you understand? Good music, good weather, palm trees, the whole nine.
This is going to be glorious. Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
April 15th and the 16th. Don't just book for the 15th. Book for the 15th and the 16th.
It's going down Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
Moses told Pharaoh we need 3 days to be able to go out into the wilderness and serve our power the way he commands. You're going to have to get that off with your boss, with your slave master. So make sure you in the building. Cocoa Beach, Florida, April 15th to 16th, 2022 is going down. We'll see y'all there. Shalom.
Black power, 144,000. I'm just trying to make 144,000. 144,000. I'm just trying to make 144,000. Not about the money, it's the principle. Gotta watch who you revere, who you listen to. I speak the Easter, so my flow medicinal. And I buried the old man, now I'm invincible. Gotta be wise in judgment, it's critical. Either couple with this brotherhood or you'll get ridiculed. The greatest man, the greatest servant, I kill for who I minister to. And I'm going war, nigga, win or lose. Hey, I was forged from the fire, torn from the liar. If hand join in hand, you'll get caught up in the crossfire. Become a casualty of chance. I'm in my stance, still in hand, ready to swing it like a lance. If the enemy advance, I'ma enhance. Had the benefit of the doubt, he never had a chance. Hey, this the shit that they beg for, that burn down the wicked Judge Dredd flow. Bitch, I am the law. Y'all face it, prepared for war.
I'm gon' war till the day I'm done. Number one till the day I'm done. I'ma grind till the day is done. I'ma war till the day I'm done. They can't stop me. Nothing new up under the sun. I'm gon' war till the day I'm done. Number one till the day I'm done. I'ma grind till the day is done. I'ma war till the day I'm done. They can't stop me. Nothing new up under the sun.
I see what they say. Never envy a carnal man. Claim they real, they actions don't match what they saying. I got the upper hand, what you don't understand, youngin'. I'd rather bleed than concede, now that's saying something. These niggas cunning, They want my power, they never take it from me. Hey, for that money, I heard you assisted. They can't go out like that, they'll have to 86 me.
All right, come on up. All right. Amajim. Registry.
Ayalawan, Ban Zabalawan, Ban Yashala.
Ayalawan, Ban Zabalawan, Ban Yashala.
Yahabashim Yashabrakata.
Yahabashim Yashabrakatam. All right, you come on up.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Here you go, sir.
Yep.
La Yashala.
All right.
Prayers.
Yep.
Okay.
Wait 1 second.
Okay. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayat. Shumka Yahweh. Malak with Ka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Hayat. Aisha. Ba'arataza. Kawa. Hayat. Bashamayim. Nathan Lanaw. Lacham. Kal. Yawam. Wasalak Lanaw. Kabawath now. Kasalak now. Kabawath now. Wala Allah. Tabiya now. Banasaya one. Abal. Hawashai now. Mayan. Right. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Waha'ala. Wa'atha pa'arath. I will love you. Aman.
The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Baba Kusha. Nathan Lanaw. Hachach. Lara Pa'ah. Kal Makala. Wakal Madawa. Hachach. Latahar. Hamatazarayim. Hachach. Lahakwim. Hamathim. Hachach. Al-Rakawa. Hatama'ala. Lagarashan. Bahashem. Yahushai. The water. Aman.
This is the power prayer in English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
And the power to cleanse the lepers.
And the power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out in the name of Yahushua.
To cast them out in the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Go ahead. Now, what's his prayer?
This is a rank and order prayer.
All right, the blessings.
Come. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahushua.
Wa Yahushua.
Wama Yaka'ala.
Wama Yaka'ala.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Matazab Ya'ah.
Matazab Ya'ah.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawap Yahana.
Ha Alawapyum.
Ha Alawapyum.
Hasaranyam.
Hasaranyam.
Hakwatazayanyam.
Hakwatazayanyam.
Ha Yayalyam.
Hakal Ya'alyam.
Waha Akwathyam.
Hala Akwatyam.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
The water.
The water.
Aman.
Aman. Now this is the I.S.U.P.K blessings prayer in the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushua.
And Yahushua.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yohana.
Commanding General Yohana.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. This is Psalms 121.
Go ahead.
I.S.U.P.K.
I.S.U.P.K.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Al-Haharium.
Al-Haharium.
Ma'ayan.
Ma'ayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Azariah.
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 Ma'aim.
Ma'aim.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shamayam.
Shamayan.
Wa'arataza.
Ba'arataza.
Al-Yathan.
Al-Yathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Regalka.
Regalka.
Al-Yanawam.
Al-Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana.
Hana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanayawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'lah.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Yamyanka.
Yamyanka.
Ya'awam.
Ya'awam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaka.
Lakaka.
Wayarka. What's like it? Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Bala. Like it. Bala Yala.
Bayadila.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makal Rai.
Makal Rai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Ah. Napashka.
Napashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza'aka.
Taza'adka.
Wabawaka.
Wabawatka.
Ma'aitha.
Ma'aitha.
Wa'ai Iwalam.
Wa'ai Awalyam. This is the Psalms 121 in English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord.
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is my keeper.
The Lord is my keeper.
The Lord is my shade upon my right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon my right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
And thy coming in.
And thy coming in.
From this time forth.
For this time forth.
And forevermore.
And forevermore. This is Psalm chapter 83. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damaya Laka.
Al-Damaya Laka.
Al-Kakarash.
Al-Kakarash.
Wa-al-Tashakwat.
Wa-al-Tashakwat.
Al-Kayahana.
Al-Kayahana.
Awaya Salaki. Awayab Yaka.
Awayab-Yaka.
Yahama Yawan.
Yawahab Yamam.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Amka.
Al-Amyaka.
Yairai Imwa.
Ya'ai Amwa.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayatha.
Wayata.
Yai Tazawa.
Wa'al Tazawa.
Al Tazapawan Yaka.
Al Tazapawan Yaka.
Amarwa.
Amarawa.
Akawa.
Akarawa.
Wanaka Yadam.
Wanakath Yadam.
Magawya.
Magalya.
Wala'a Yazakar.
Wala'ai Yazakar.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Iwada.
Iwada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawai Tazawa.
No. Wa'ai Tazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Bakadwa.
Bakadwaba.
Alyaka.
Awyaka.
Baryath.
Baryath.
Yakarathwa.
Yarakathwa.
Ahalia.
Ahawya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wa Yashamai.
Wa Yashamai.
Salakia. Wa Yashamayala.
Wa Yashamayala.
Yam.
Yum.
Ma Waaba.
Mawabba.
Wahagarium.
Wahagarium.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Waimawan.
Mwayabam.
Wai Malak.
Why Malak.
Palashath.
Palashath.
I'm Labanya Lawat.
I'm about Salakia. I'm about la Walak.
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha Laham.
Aisha Yaham.
Kamadyan.
Kamadyan.
Kasaya Sara'ah.
Kasaya Ra'ah.
Kayabyan.
Kayabyam.
Banakal.
Banakal.
Kayashwan.
Kuyashwan.
Nashamadwa.
Nashamadwa.
Bayan Da'ara.
Bayan Dalara.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
La'ad Dama.
La'ai Dama.
Shayathama. Shayathamwa.
Shayathamwa.
Nadayab.
Nadayab.
Mawab.
Mawab.
Kairam.
Karam.
Wakazaba.
Kasawayaba.
Wakazaba.
Kasawaba.
Wakatazile. Manai.
Wakatazaya Manai.
Kal Nashiyah Kamwa.
Kal Nashiyas Kamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amarwa.
Tamarwa.
Nayarasha.
Nayarashwa.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Af.
Af.
Na'awa.
Na'ayawath.
Alahayam.
Alahayam.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Shayathamwa.
Shamatamwa.
Kagalgala.
Kagalgala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya.
Lapanya.
Raha.
Rapa.
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
The Bayara Yaira.
The Ba'ira Riyash.
Wakala Haba. Wakala Abba.
Wakala Abba. There we go.
Thalahat.
Thalahat.
Harayam.
Harayam.
Khan.
Khan.
The Rod Upma.
The Rod Upmar.
Basai Raka.
Basaya Baka.
Wabasa. Go ahead.
Rabasa.
Wapatka.
Rapatka.
The Ba Halam.
Haba Dalam.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Kwalawan.
Kwalawan.
Waya Bakwashwa.
Waya Bakwashwa.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Wayabalwa.
Wayabalwa.
Adyaim.
Adyaim.
Wayakaparwa.
Wayakal Parwa.
Waya Abadwa.
Waya Abadwa.
Waya Daiwa.
Waya Daiwa.
Kaya Atha.
Kaya Ata.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Labadka.
Labadka.
Al Yawan.
Al Yawan.
Al Kalha.
Al Kahat.
Arataza.
Arataza. The Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence.
Keep not thou silence.
O God.
O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O God.
O God.
For lo,
thine
enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee have lifted up thy head.
And they that hate thee have lifted up thy head.
They have taken thy crafty counsel.
They have taken thy crafty counsel
against thy people.
Against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said.
They have said.
Come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab.
Of Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes.
Gabal.
Gabal.
And Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
The Philistines.
The Philistines.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur has joined with them.
Ashur has joined with them.
They have hope in the children of the lot of Salah.
They have hope in the children of Salah.
Of Lot.
Of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
At the brook of Kasan.
At the brook of Kasan.
Which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
And like Zeb.
And like Zeb.
Yea.
Yea.
All the princes of Zabah.
All the princes of Sabah.
And as Zalmunna.
And as Zalmunna.
Who said, let us take to ourselves the house of God in possession.
Who said to ourselves, let us take the house of God into possession.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the fire beneath a wood.
As the fire beneath a wood.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek the name of O Lord.
That they may seek the name of the Lord.
Let them be confounded and troubled.
Let them be confounded and troubled.
Forever.
Forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
And perish.
That men may know that thou.
That men may know that thou.
Whose name alone is Yahweh.
Whose name alone is Yahweh.
Art the most high over all the earth.
Art the most high over all the earth. You want me to say Sar?
Yeah.
Sar?
You
shop.
All right. That's everybody can sit now. All right. How y'all doing today? This is the Lord's Sabbath service, you know. So in the scriptures, right? The Sabbath day, the Sabbath service is holy, man. It's a holy day, right? Like the Lord said, keep it separate, man. Keep the Lord's high holy day separate,
right?
You know what I mean? Not like the Christian church where you go to church on Sunday, which is the worship of another God, man. Right here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we learn about our God and our culture and our history, man. That's why we read the prayers in the Hebrew, and then we're also gonna read the scriptures in the Hebrew, man. Mm-hmm. Because that's our language, man. That's why you should come to Sabbath class and be in Sabbath class so you can learn a little bit about your culture, man. You can learn a little bit about your culture, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing today. We're doing a Sabbath service. All right. So we're gonna first start with we're gonna start at Genesis 1:1. right? We're gonna teach these. You got it to top.
That's just the English.
We're gonna read these in the ancient Assyrian Hebrew, right? And then we're gonna read it in the English so we can get an understanding or a clarification of what's going on.
That's right.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me get there with you.
Genesis chapter 1 and verse 1.
Yes, sir. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1.
Okay.
Oh, where's that? Oh, there it is. Right, and if you want to read or follow along with us in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, you can get the what would you call it, the Bible Hub app, and you go to interlinear, right? So when you download the Bible Hub and you open it, it's gonna have different types of Bibles you can get, right? So we're gonna go to interlinear. Interlinear is going to give you the ancient Hebrew, it's going to give you the Yiddish, and it's going to give you the English.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 1.
You got the
What you looking for? Oh, you looking for okay.
You need it?
Yeah,
go
ahead. Bara'ah, Yahweh, Ad, Hashemayim, Wa'ath, Ha'aratazah. Verse 2. Let me get that. Verse 2. Wa'aratazah, Hayatha.
Cheating. Don't cheat.
Okay. Hayatha. It's like where I'm at. Hayatha.
Mm-hmm.
The how. Wabahau. Wachashar. Al. Panai. Thahawam. Warawacha. Wawarach.
Yep, Rawach. Yep, you got it.
Yahweh. Marakapath. Al. Panah. Hamayam. Verse 3. Waya Amar. Yahweh. Wahai. Awar. Wayahai. Awar. Verse 4. Wayara'ah. Allah Salaki. Yahweh. Ath. Ha'awar. Kai Tawab. Badal. Yahweh. Kawan. Ha'awar. Wabayan. Hathashar. Verse 5. Wayakora'ah. Yahweh. La'awar. Yawam. Walakashar. It's like, what's it?
Say it. All right, go ahead.
Khan. Alahayim. La'awar. Yawam. Khan. Walakashar. Kara'ah. Laya la'ah. Wayahai. Irab. Wayahai.
That's Wayahaya.
Wayahaya.
Mm-hmm.
Bakwar. Yawam. Achad. Verse 6. Waya Amar. Alahayim. Yahai. Rakoyai. Bathawar. Hamayam. Wayahaya. Wayahaya Slaki.
There you go.
Mabada wow. Bayan.
It's Ban.
Ban. Mawam. Slaki. Mawam. La Mawam. Waya Aish. What's like Waya Aisha?
You on verse 7?
Come on, verse 7. Waya Aisha. Alahayim. Ath. Is that Ath or Atha?
Yeah, that's a thought.
Atha. Harakwa Yai. Waya Badal.
Wayadabya.
Wayadabya. Ban. Hamayim. Ashar. Mahatha. That's like it. Mathacha. La Ra Ya. What's like it? La Wakra Ya. Yai. Wabayan. Hamayim. Ashar. Ma'il. La Ra Yai.
Lower quad, yeah, you got it.
Wayahai. Wayahaya Khan. That's the end of verse 7.
All right. Now let's go ahead and get into English.
Okay. What we said was, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth.
Right. So in the beginning, the Most High created the heavens and the earth. Right. Everybody understands that, right? Everybody understands what the heaven and the earth is. That the Most High created. Most High created all things, not some things, not a little bit, everything. All right. The Most High created everything on earth, even the unclean animals. The unclean animals, the Most High God created them too, because everything has a purpose on the earth. Go ahead.
And the earth was without form and void. Right.
It was just a dark space, man. It was just a dark space, right? Right here, Moses got the beginning story, the beginning of it. So they talking about evolution and the Big Bang Theory. They don't know what they're talking about because the Most High did everything. Go ahead.
And darkness was upon the face of the deep.
Right. And darkness was on the face of the deep. It was just darkness everywhere. Go ahead.
And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters.
Right. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Go ahead.
And God said, let there be light.
And the Most High said, let there be light. Go ahead. He's telling the beginning of the sun. Right? He's telling the beginning of the sun. Nobody knows how the sun got here. Nobody know what the sun is made of. They say they know the temperatures and this and that. But the Most High is just telling you right now that he made the light. Go ahead.
And there was light.
And there was light. So the Most High spoke it, and the angels or the Most High spoke it, and Yahweh and the angels, they did. Go ahead.
And God saw the light that it was good.
He said, and the Most High seen the light that it was good. Go ahead. And so the Most High seen the light and said it was good. See, so there's nothing. Well, how can I say this? There's nothing wrong about what the Most High created. Everything was right about what the Most High created. Everything is good. What the Most High creates is supposed to be, and then He sets up laws, rules, and regulations on the things that He put on the earth. You know what I mean? Like He put the moon here, right? Like, right? He created the moon,
Right.
but then he told you not to worship the moon. He created the stars, but then he told you not to worship the stars. Created the sun and then told you not to worship the sun. You know what I mean? So the Most High creates all, and then he puts rules and regulations in place for us not to do certain things. Go ahead.
And God divided the light from the darkness.
He did what?
And God divided the light from the darkness.
Who doesn't say God don't divide? The Most High divided the light from the darkness. Right? He divided night from day. He divided blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans from everybody else on the planet. The Most High divides.
Mm-hmm.
He divided from the very beginning. Go ahead.
And the darkness he called night.
And the darkness he called what?
The darkness he called night.
The darkness he called nighttime. Right? That's what happens when so he's creating day and nighttime. He's creating times of day without calling it times of day, but he called it nighttime. Go ahead.
And the evening and the morning were the first day.
And what was the first day?
And the evening and the morning were the first day.
The evening and the morning was the first day, right? So that's how you get the when at sundown, it's a new day. At sundown, it's a new day. Just like the Bible just said it. That's how we go by. Mm-hmm. That's how we go by. Now, is that it on that, or
that's the end of verse 5?
That's in the verse 5. Keep going.
Verse 6. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters.
He says, let there be a firmament in the midst of the water. What is the firmament in the midst of the water? You got here. Let's get the definition of firmament. All right, go ahead.
This is the definition of firmament.
That's what I like.
The heavens or the sky, especially when regarded as a tangible thing. Let's see here. There's no other definition. I was going to say the ozone layer, technically.
Yeah, basically. But it said a firmament in the water. Mm-hmm. So he made what would you call it? I want to say gravity, but it's not gravity. It's like you know how water is still, but then the fish can move through the water. You know what I mean? And you can swim faster through the water. That's what he made. He made depth, volume. You know what I mean? In the water. That's what that's talking about. That's why fish can move through the water like that. You know what I mean? When they have fins and they can swim and they can maneuver through the water like that. That's why fish can swim way faster than humans. You know what I mean? Because we have that maneuverability, but it's not like fishes. You know what I mean? Because we can walk on land. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But that's why when an alligator puts his feet back like that and he starts pedaling, but then he can also, like, you know what I mean, swim through the water like a fish also, because he has, you know what I mean, he has the body functions like that move through the firmament of the water, of the depths of the water. Go ahead.
It says, and let it divide the waters from the waters.
It says, let it divide what?
The waters from the waters.
Let it divide the water from the water. What does that mean?
The elements inside the earth from the elements outside the earth.
No, when it says water from the water, it meaning like because when you come on land, it's not water, but it's like not on land, but like the water from the water. It's like oh man, it's the way the fishes move through the water. You know what I mean? Because they're actually dividing the water through the water while they're swimming. Go ahead.
Okay. It says, and God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament.
Right. So now there's two types of water. Like it's talking about water in the air. Right. Now it's talking about birds separating the waters from the waters from the waters when the waters, like, so it's talking about the firmament in the water. Now it's talking about the firmament on top of the water. Mm-hmm. Right. So what's the firmament on top of the water? You know how it says the higher you go, the less air it is. Mm-hmm. But birds are up there and they can fly. That's why birds and fishes have like similar bone structure. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because they're both flying through firmament, through waters, basically. but one is flying through the air, through the waters of the air. You know what I mean? And one is flying through the waters of the ocean. Go ahead.
So, like, you know how when you look at the water under the ocean, you know, even scientifically they call it H2O, right?
Yeah.
Because it has oxygen in it.
Yep.
And it's more compact. It's like more dense version of oxygen. When you go into the sky, that also is made of oxygen, but it's in a gaseous form. It's more loose, so it's a different type of element, so to speak. But it's the same. Well, it's the same element, but it's just in a different form.
Yeah.
So it's a different type of water, so to speak.
Yeah, because water evaporates, but then it has different types of water. Has different types of water the higher you go, because the ozone layer is a different type of water. It still has oxygen, probably just has more oxygen than it does lower. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right. And only birds and planes and things can get that high, because we go that high. We can probably go that high, but it's going to be hard for us to breathe.
Right.
Go ahead.
Salaki, we'll see where I'm at verse 7. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so.
Right. So now it's talking about the ozone layer. Now, or they call it the ozone layer, right? Where it keeps the stuff in space from getting to the stuff underneath the air.
Right.
Right. Or the air, and then the waters. You feel me? Because so now it's talking about water. It's talking about Middle Earth. I'm not gonna say Middle Earth. It's talking about middle. What would you call it? Below the atmospheres. The different atmospheres. There we go. The scientific name for it. Now it's talking about the different atmospheres. Talking about the ozone layer, the inner layer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there's like 3 different layers before you start getting to Earth. You know what I mean? So that's what it's talking about. So what are they talking about that the Bible don't talk about science?
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? The most High just laid out how he made the day and the night, and he made light to be at nighttime, right? The moon, so you can see at nighttime, and then he's talking about the daytime, the sun in the daytime.
Right.
Is that the end of verse 7?
That's
it
said, and it was so.
Right. That was it. And it was so, because the Most High commanded it, and the angels did it. Right? The Most High commanded it, and the angels did it. The angels are not like humans, where they disobey what the Most High says. Right? What the Most High says goes, and that's it. And that's it. What the Most High says goes, and that's it. There's no in between. There's no maybe I should do this, maybe I can do that. Do I have a choice? Right. All right. Now let's go back to the Hebrew.
And we in Genesis chapter 1 and verse 8. Wayakwa ra'a alahayim la rakwa ya'ai la rakwa ya'ai shamariyam Wayahaya Irab Wayahaya Bakwar Yawam Shanai is that Shania?
Yeah, Shania.
Shania. That's the end of verse 8. Verse 9. Waya'amar Alahayim Wakwa Wow Hamath, it's like it Hamayam Mathachath Hashemayam, that's like it Hashemayam Atha Makwayam.
When it's owl.
It's like, oh yeah, that was owl. Yeah, you're right. It's like it. Where you at?
Right here. Verse 9.
Mm-hmm. Back up a little bit.
Are you good?
Achad. I was on 1.
Okay.
Wathara'ah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Hayab.
It's La Tahara. It's La Tahara.
I feel like we're looking at different things.
Right here. Well, it's La.
Oh, you're actually up here. I was already down here. Under the heavens. We'll start with that.
Yeah, I'm below there, right there. Wa Tahara.
Are you using the King James?
No, I'm using the interlinear.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at. I don't know why I did. This like it. They look different. Anyways, Hashemayim. Al Makwam. Echad. Wathara ha.
La Tahara. La Tahara.
This is in let appear.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a wa.
All right, go ahead.
It's like it. Hayaba Sha'ah. Haya. Oh, so like it. Wahai. What's like it? Waya Haya. Khan. That's the end of verse 9. Verse 10. Wayaka Ra'ah. Alahayim. Layabasha. Arataza. Walamakwa Wa'a. Walamakwawa. Hamayim. Kwara'a. Yamayam. Wayara'a. Alahayim. Kaya Tawab. That's the end of verse 10. Genesis chapter 1, verse 11. Waya Amar Alahayim. Thadash, it's like a Thadasha'a. Ha'arataza. Dasha'a. I.S.U.P.K. Matazar Ya'ai. Zara'ai. Aitaza. Parya. Aishai. Aisha. It's like you. Parai. Lamaya Nawa. Aishar. Zara'ai. Aiwa. Bawa. Al. Ahartaza. Asalakia. Ha'arataza. Wayahaya. Khan. That's the end of verse 11. Verse 12. Let's see. Wathawataza'a. Ha'arataza. Dasha'a. I.S.U.P.K. Mazariah. Zarya. Is that Zarya or Zarai?
Zaraya. It's Zarai.
Zarai. It's like it. Lamayan Hawa. Lamayan Hawa. Wa'aitaza. Aisha. Parya. Ashar. Zaraiwa. Bawa. Lamayan Hawa. Lamayan Hawa.
There you go.
Wayara'a. Alahayim. Kaya Tawab. That's the end of verse 12. Verse 13. Wayahaya, Irab, Wayahaya, Bakwar, Yawam, Shalamasha, Shalamasha. That's the end of verse 13. Are we going through 14?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Waya Amar, Alahayim, Yahai, so like Yahaya, Ma'arath, Barakwayai, Bashamayim, Lahab Dayal, Ban, Hayoam, Wabayan, Halayala, Wahayao, so like a Wahayawa, La Athath, Wala Ma Wa Aidawam, Salakia, Wala Ma Wa Aidawam, Wala Yam, seasons.
Yes.
That was pretty calm. That was an M. Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Wala Yama Wam. Wayalama Wam. Okay. So Lasha Nayam. That is the end of verse 14.
All right, go ahead.
So what we read was going from starting at Genesis chapter 1 and verse 8 says, and God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get there with you, Salakia. I was trying to figure it out. Read that one more time.
It says in verse 8, and God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day.
Right. So God called the firmament heaven. So now he went from creating the firmament in the water to the firmament in the air, and now you got the firmament above the atmosphere. So now he called that heaven. And then he said the evening and the morning was the second day. Y'all starting to see a pattern about how the evening is the beginning of the day, and then the morning is the end of the day. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 9. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so.
Right. So now he's separating the waters from the land. You know what I'm talking about? So now he's bringing the land through the water to separate the waters. Mm-hmm. That's how we get our oceans, our oceans and different types of seas and things like that. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called the seas. And God saw that it was good.
Right. He saw that it was good. Right. Mm-hmm. Verse 11.
And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind.
All right. So now he said about grass, right? And herbs yielding seed. Mm-hmm. What is seed? What is seeds used for?
To grow more of what it is.
So now he's bringing things on the earth that can reproduce itself. Right, meaning herbs and grasses and fruits, because mm-hmm. fruits have seeds too, and they reproduce themselves. What else carries seed?
Humans do, animals do.
Humans, animals, but what type of humans? What type of animals carry seed?
Men do.
Right, the males carry seed because we can reproduce our seed, but we need a woman to do that, an egg to do that, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? So a woman don't carry seed, but a man does carry seed. Yes.
You know, in looking at what our oppressor does, what our enemies do is they go against nature. They try to make a way for women to have babies without a man being involved. They're trying to. They're failing at it, but they're trying to. And even so, you look at the foods that they make with these genetically modified crops. Nowadays, you can get a watermelon without seeds in it.
And
you get an orange, an apple, and they ain't got no seeds in it.
But I bet you they're gonna keep more. I bet you're gonna keep more seeds, keep more watermelon with seed. You know what I mean? So they can make more of those watermelons without seeds. Mm-hmm. And that's just the weird part. Why can't they just let things be natural?
Exactly.
Go ahead. That's right, sis. That's right.
Life finds a way, right? It's like
that's right, sis. She got the right idea. Go ahead. Sister Vanessa
Verse Vegas, 10, it says, and God called the dry land earth. And the gathering together of the waters called he seas.
Right.
And God saw that it was good.
See, he saw that there was nothing wrong with what he was doing. You know what I mean? Because he was putting everything there for a reason. He was putting everything on earth for a reason. Everything on earth has a purpose. Like you take the shrimp, crab, and lobster, right? It's unclean for us to eat, for us to touch, right? But it has a job to do, which is clean the bottom of the ocean. You ever seen that movie Finding Nemo?
Yeah.
You remember Finding Nemo when they was making the tank dirty? Who had a problem with the tank being dirty?
Was it the owner?
No, it was. I think it was like the Herman little crab thing.
Oh yeah, because that's what he was made to do. He was trying to clean it up. Yeah.
Remember when Nemo first came into the tank, he gave him an extra scrub, and he was like, remember? Yeah, because that's what they do, man. They clean the earth. They clean the ocean. They clean the bottom of the ocean. That's their job. That's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. Because fish don't like dirty water. You know what I mean? They don't like dirty water.
True that.
Go ahead.
Verse 11. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass and herb yielding seed.
Right.
And the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind.
Right.
Whose seed is in itself.
Whose what?
Whose seed is in itself.
See, because they don't need nothing that they don't need anything to help produce it, but a little bit of water, some dirt, you know what I mean? But see, women need help producing just like men need help reproducing. We can't reproduce without a woman, and the woman can't reproduce without a man.
Right.
Right. And that's the same thing you see with mammals, with animals, right? Except like reptiles and things like that. Weird.
Now, I get what you're saying, Salaki, if I could.
Go ahead.
Because like when you planting crops in the ground, you need what? Fertilizer. Because the seed ain't gonna do nothing by itself. If it doesn't have no fertilizer, no nothing natural to put with to help it get the nutrients that it needs to continue to grow.
Yeah, but I understand that, but fertilizer is like new. Like not like back in the day, they had like good soil.
That's what I mean, though. The soil acted as the fertilizer concept.
Okay, yeah, they had good soil. That's why some places now that don't have good soil can't reproduce crops like they should. Go ahead.
Oh God. Verse 12. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind.
Right. That means all the fruits and all the herbs and all the grass after their kind, it makes their own seed. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And God saw that it was good, and the evening and the morning were the third day.
All right. Now, right there, right? They're talking about herbs and grass and seeds. What is that now that people abuse?
They abuse those herbs now.
Yeah, well, give me the name for it. Go ahead and give me the.
So like weed, for example.
Yep.
That's probably one of the biggest abused,
herbs,
plants on the earth.
Right. Because what else is an herb? What else is an herb that helps heals? Like parsley. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Cilantro is an herb.
Yeah.
But nobody's rolling it up. Sage. Nobody's rolling it up smoking sage.
Right.
Nobody's trying to get high off poison ivy. Nobody's trying to get high off these things, but they do take the marijuana plant, and they roll it up and they smoke it and they get high because it gives you a what would you call it? I want to say I want to say something like hallucinogen, but it's not hallucinogen. But it does mess with your brain waves and your brain practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but the Most High gave you that. They say it's medicinal, right? So, the Most High gave herbs as medicines and things like that, right? Mm-hmm. But He didn't give it to you to smoke and get high off of. You know what I mean? They say they have mental problems and things like that. Well, if you have mental problems, man, go get counseling from a priest. Come to this I.S.U.P.K. You know what I'm talking about? Call the nearest school. Call the school nearest you, man.
That's right.
If you having mental problems and you having problems about you schizophrenic and your cousin got shot, you know what I mean? Your cousin died in the streets and you nervous about that. You'd have been shot before and all types of different things, man. Mm-hmm. All types of different things. Well, you go get counseling for that, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Don't let the so-called white man game you up about medical marijuana and that it's medical and it helps your brain and this that. That's all a lie, man. That's all a lie. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Come on, verse 14. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night."
Oh man, now it's talking about different lights in the days and the nights. What is there to light up the day?
Oh, we gonna read that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're gonna read that. Okay.
Because I was gonna say it's got to be the sun, right? Because when you think of daytime, you think of your main light source is the sun.
Right.
And even at nighttime, the illuminance of the moon does give a light, but it's not as bright as when it's day.
Right.
Which is why the Most High calls it the lesser.
The lesser of the light.
Right. Exactly. So there's still some luminance coming from it because it's just naturally glowing to some extent, but it's not like enough to light up the entire solar system like the sun does. Right.
Have you ever been like at nighttime? Now, I'm not gonna say in the middle of nowhere, but like going down country roads away from the city. Mm-hmm. Like you ever seen how bright the stars and the moon? You be like it's actually pretty beautiful. No, it's actually pretty. It's like wow, I can actually see out here because growing up in the city, there's a lot of lights, so you can't really see the moon and all the stars, and you know what I mean. But when you go out into the countryside, you can see all the stars, the moon, and everything. And you be looking like whoa, like tomorrow it's a different. What would you call it? It's a different view from in the city. All right, you can keep going.
All right. It says, "And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years."
Right. So let it be for signs, right, and seasons, right?
Right.
So when the sun, right, in the daytime, right, when the sun is out, right, and then it's cloudy, right? What's that sign? What's that a sign of?
What are you talking about? Like when the weather's bad, you mean?
Yeah, like the sun's supposed to be out in the daytime, right? But then there's no sun. There's sun out, but then the clouds are blocking it. What does that mean?
I mean, there's a storm coming.
All right.
I mean, it's gonna rain, because a lot of cloud, because the rain is in those clouds, right?
Right.
The waters are in that, and those clouds that are in a different form, they're getting ready to possibly, be dropped off where you're at. So you might want to prepare for that. You know what I mean? Not be outside trying to barbecue when it's about to pour.
You dig it?
So It's a sign. It's like, oh, this is a sign we shouldn't be barbecuing right now because it's getting ready to rain.
Right. It's like now we're just came into spring, so we're about to enter the rainy season.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about, where it starts to rain a lot and things like that. So it's talking about when it says for them to be signs and for seasons. Oh man, come on, stop playing.
No, I got you, Salaki, if I could. Where it's talking about signs and seasons, it's talking about like months. You know how when we celebrate the Passover, when we look at the way the lunar calendar works and how we can mark where the month begins because the new moon appears, right?
Yep.
It's there for our season. It's there for our, what does it say? It says, and for days and for years, right? Seasons, days, years. We're talking about a dividing of the time so that we can actually coordinate when we're supposed to grow crops, because we get an idea as to what part of the year we're in, you know what I mean? Or what part of the year to prepare for cold weather or hot weather. And then of course our garments would be according to that.
All right, well, since you already finished off the because I was gonna get there.
No, you can just expound on it. You know? What's another example? You know what I'm saying? Like
so when the sun goes down, right? It's the beginning of a new day, right? So when the sun comes up, it's becoming the end of that day, right? So that's what it's talking about when it says for days and for days and years. You know what I mean? So that's who said 365 days is a year. you know what I mean. We don't know, we don't know what the times together that the Most High was going with. We just know what the white man goes with. But there it is. It's a difference between what the so-called oppressor says on earth and what the Most High says. That's showing that the people on the earth, right, that's ruling the earth now, are totally opposite of the Most High, man.
Right.
So tell me who's the devil.
Man.
Go ahead.
Well, I know who that is, but time. You ever when you was in school, you had to type in the what font you were going to use. It was called Times New Roman, right?
Oh yeah.
The Times New Roman, they did do that with everything. Everything's got to go back to the Romans. So like even when you look at the way time is now, like they don't have it correct, so they have to use daylight savings time to correct their mistake every year because it doesn't add up to what the natural order of things is, because they don't go by the way Most High created everything. They want to try to say, oh, by the way, you losing an hour of sleep tonight,
right?
Or the opposite, where everybody loves. It's like, oh, by the way, you get an extra hour of sleep, and then everyone's like, okay, cool. That means I don't gotta go to work for another hour or whatever it is, right?
Right.
So people get caught up in that, not knowing that it's really because it's about confusion with them. So
it's also so they take the time back an hour and push the time up an hour, right?
Right, yeah.
So they do that, but then the sun, right? The sun they'll push the time back an hour, and the sun is supposed to go away an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
But why does the sun stay out 2 more hours, 3 more hours? Because it was getting dark at 6:30. Then they push the time back, and then now it gets dark at 8:30. 8:30 is when it's literally dark. It's like 2 hour time. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Because the Most High is showing them that that they don't have the power of time. He does.
It was crazy too, and I was just being curious about stuff like this, because this is the Bible does talk about science and the knowledge of all things and everything like that. And I was watching a video, and what's that that black physicist's name? You know his name?
Hell no.
Tyson or whatever. Anyway, he said that because the earth, the way it rotates, it's changing in speed. It's not the exact same. So even if you try to go by what they're saying with the times daylight savings and stuff like that, they're like, we're losing or gaining a couple seconds every single year. So it's not even the same every year because of the speed that the earth is rotating and just specifics of it. But if you were to just go by the heavens and the signs of heaven, then you don't have to worry about none of those things, because you'll be right on time, because you're constantly adapting the way everything else is moving.
Right.
Instead of trying to just say everything's like the world's like the white man tries to say that the world revolves around him and that all the times and things need to coordinate with the way he wants it to be. But the Most High is telling us in the scriptures that we ought to obey the signs that he's given us so that we can plan accordingly when it comes to our culture,
right,
as opposed to their culture.
Right. Again, I knew it was something different when I heard about the Chinese New Year. I was like, so the Chinese got a different year than than everybody else. Like, I'm confused. Like, but now I understand it. Mm-hmm. I understand it. All right, let's go back to the Hebrew.
Verse 15. Let me get that real quick. Let's see what we got. Verse 15. It says, Waha Yaha Yahwa. Okay. Lama Awara. Barak Yai. Thashamayim. Laha Ayar. Al. Ha-Arataza. Wayahaya. Khan. That was the end of verse 15. We're in verse 16. Waya Aisha. Alahayim. Atha. Shanya. Thama Arath. Is that right? Thama Arath.
Roth, yeah.
Roth.
Because it's Ratha, but it's Roth because at the end of the word.
Hagadalium. Atha. Hama-awar. Hama-awar. That's what it was. Okay.
Because Hama-awar.
Hagadal. Lama Mashlath. Hayalam. Wa'atha. Hama'awar. Hakwatan. Lama Mashlath. Hala Yala. Wa'atha. What's that one? Hakawabyam. Oh, Salakia. Hakawakabyam.
Here we go.
Verse 17. Wayathan. Atham. Alahayim. Barakwayai. Hashemaryam. Salakia. Hashemayim. Laha'ayar. Al. Ha'arataza. That's the end of verse 17. Verse 18. Walamashal. Bayawam. Wabala yala. Walahai bad yal. Bayan. Ha'awar. Wabayan. Hachashar. Salaki. Hachashak. Hayara. Alahayim. Kaya Tuwab. That was the end of verse 18.
We're in 21.
We in 19.
Now we're going to 21.
Oh, you want to skip to it?
No.
Oh, we're going to 21. Okay, so like this. Waya haya. Irab. Waya haya. Bakwar. Yawan. Is that Yawan? Mm-hmm. Yawam. That's an M, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yawam. Rabbi. Salaki. Rabbiya. Is that correct? What is that? Rabbiah.
It's Rabbi.
Rabbiah.
It's not Rabbi.
Nah,
What's the name at? It should be Rabbi. Because fourth, it's not four.
I know it's just kind of put different on here.
Because our Rabbi is 4, so it should be our Rabbi.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the on there.
All right.
Salakia.
Our Rabbi then.
Our Rabbi. Well, I know. Yeah, I know it's our Rabbi is written different on here.
Yeah.
Verse 20. Waya Amar Alahayim Yashar Tazawa Haya where is that? Tazawa Hamayim Sharataza. All right, Sharataza, Napash, Haya, Wa I.W.A.P. Says the same thing twice. It says, Al, Ha-Arataza, Al, Panya, Rakwa Yae. And then it says, Ha Shamaryam. That's the end of verse 20.
Yeah. One more verse.
Okay. Verse 21. Wayaba Ra'ah Yahweh. Atha. Hathanyanam. Ha Gadalium. Wa Atha. Call. Kal Napash. I'm looking at both. Hakaya. Haramashath. Ashar. Sharataza. Is it Tazawa? Sharatazawa. Hamayim. Lamayanham. Lamayanham. Wa'atha. Kal.
It's Cham. Like my name Khawar.
Khal.
It's Cham.
Which one are you looking at?
Right here. It's Cham. Cham. The H-E-M. Cham.
No, that's a ha. Because when it's closed, it's a ha. You know what I'm talking
about? All right.
I think so, yeah. Because when you look at... there'll be other examples. I'll show you if I find one. It's lucky, sir. It says, I.W.A.P. Kanap. Lamayan Hawa. Waya Ra'ah. Alahayim. Chaya Tawab. That's the end of verse 21.
All right, let's go to the English.
Okay. Verse 15. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so.
Right, so that's talking about the that's talking about the sun and the moon, right? Go ahead.
Okay. And verse 16, and God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night.
Right. So now now he's telling you which light is which for one's going to rule the day and one's going to rule the night. So now they're talking about the sun and the moon. It's been talking about the sun and the moon, but now it's talking about the sun and the moon, like its jobs and what it's going to do. Go ahead.
Another thing too is during the daytime, the sun is pointed right at you, right? Like you're on the side of the earth that's facing it. So it shines on the earth. You're not able to see inside of space because it's like all you're seeing is the light being reflected from the sun, right? Makes the sky blue and blah blah, right? At nighttime, you're facing away from the Earth, so the part of the firmament that's facing space and the moon and everything that's there,
right?
You like the lights that you're depending on is that, but also those stars from far away. So you're seeing the other stars because now you can actually see them because the sun's not pointed right at you. So it's just kind of crazy how like what you were saying, when you're in the city and you have a lot of lights on the street lights, it blocks your view of the sky.
Right.
But if you were out in the country at nighttime, you're gonna see everything on city.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm a truck driver, so I like driving at night in the middle of nowhere because I can there's no lights coming at me, nothing crazy.
Right.
So I can actually see everything on the road.
I feel you. That's hardcore right there because I feel like the night times where you can move around without a lot of distractions. You know what I'm saying? So that's too wild there. What verse was we on? We was on
That's like that dog.
Mm-hmm.
That dog that
which one?
The dog. The dog I hit.
Oh damn.
I'm trying to tell you, if we was in the country,
yeah,
I would be able to see it. But since we were in the city and there were so many lights that were coming, and you know what I mean, it was like I understood. Go ahead.
And verse
a greater light to rule the day.
A greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also.
Right.
And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth.
Right, to do what?
To give light upon the earth.
So he set up the moon, the stars. So the moon, the stars, and the sun to give light upon the earth. That's what the Most High did. He put light upon the earth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then he made one to rule in the daytime, made one to rule at nighttime. It's telling you the beginning of how everything got here.
Right.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 18. And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And,
right.
And Salaki, go ahead.
Right. And it says to divide the night from the light from the darkness. Right. So now it's telling you he divided night and day. You know what I'm talking about? The Most High has been dividing things the whole time. He divided the waters with the land. Right? Like, you feel me? He divided the night from day. Now he's dividing the night from day. He divided the night light from the daylight.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Most High has been dividing everything the whole time we've been reading. We're only in verse 18.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's only been verse 18. He divided the herbs, the grass from the seeds, and you know what I'm talking about? He's been dividing everything, man. Keep going, Art.
Come on, God. And God saw that it was good. Verse 19.
Right. So he's seen that it was good. He's seen it was tawab.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with what he was doing. You know what I'm talking about? So if he wanted to divide blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans from everybody, it's okay. You know what I'm talking about? It's good. You know what I'm talking about? If he wanted to divide the pig from all the other animals, and you know what I mean, if you wanted to buy a shrimp, crab, and lobster from all the other fish, it's okay. It's good. It's still meant to be here on the earth. It's just not meant for you to eat it.
That's right.
You know what I'm talking about? It's not meant for you to have pet snakes and things like that. I don't know. That's just the scariest thing to me.
I know, man. People like pet tarantulas and scorpions. I'm like, why?
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Let that thing out there and let it do what it's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Let it do what it's supposed to do. Like that. That's why Florida has the big python problem. Because somebody imported those pythons and made it with another snake, and now it got big crazy pythons everywhere.
I'm not, man, Salaki. I'll be in and out of Florida then.
No, real talk. And the same thing with those monitor lizards or whatever those is.
Oh, the monitor lizard, yeah.
Yeah,
right?
you know what I mean. Those lizards are not natural to Florida, but somebody brought them in, and then they reproduced and reproduce, and you know what I mean. That's what happens. All right, go ahead.
Verse 19. It's like it. Verse 20. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth.
Hold on. Start back at verse 20 up.
Okay, verse 20. And God said,
did we even read 19?
I believe we did. Verse 19. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day.
It says the evening and the morning was the fourth day, right? Again, the so-called white man says that the day starts at midnight. Just like he says the new year starts when everything is dead. You know what I mean? Like the new day starts when everybody's asleep. The new day starts when in the middle of the night. You know what I mean?
That's fake.
That it's not real. When the Most High says that the day starts the day starts at the beginning when the sun goes down.
Right.
And when the sun goes down and the nighttime starts, that's when the day starts.
Right.
Right. Go ahead.
So, like, if I could, because when it's crazy is that when you read in the scriptures, it says at the very beginning, it says that darkness came first. So if we were to go by that, which is the truth, right, is that darkness always comes first when the beginning of the day starts, because there was darkness first.
Right.
And so it's the same thing. When the end of the day occurs, the darkness comes. That's the beginning of the next day. That's why the scripture keeps saying the evening and the morning was the first day. The evening and it keeps hitting that point, because it's like the evening comes before the morning. So like the darkness comes before the light time. And
that's why I keep saying it, because the Bible keeps saying it.
That's right.
Because it keeps sort of trying to explain. You know what I mean? That's like it takes out all the confusion.
Right.
Because now you got to talk about like, so what's 12 a.m.? What's 12 o'clock a.m.? What is that?
It's like mid.
Is that midnight or is that noon?
They say noon.
Nobody knows, right? Because it's like
12 a.m. You're talking about at night.
Yeah. So I who knows? Who knows? But the Most High says, hey, when the sun goes down, that's when the day starts. That's when it's the new day. Okay.
So technically that's the morning.
Yeah. Okay. It's very simple. You know what I'm talking about? Like the Most High is not the author of confusion.
Right.
But so-called white man is. So-called white man is the author of confusion.
You know what then, Salaki, if I could.
Go ahead.
Because then what that means is that when we eat dinner, we're eating breakfast. So you're eating steaks. That's the heaviest meal that you eat, right? Usually dinner is like the biggest meal that you eat. Well, now naturally us, we don't eat breakfast like other cultures get heavy breakfast, not all the time. But the thing is, that's our breakfast.
I'm in slavery.
You know what I'm talking about? Like that's our breakfast. So that's interesting to see. Because then our sleep cycles and everything like that go right after that. So
I'm a slave. I don't eat breakfast. I eat like noon. You know, so like middle of the day eat, because I gotta wake up and go to a slavery. You know, so and they don't care about you being late. They don't care about you oversleeping. They don't care about none of that.
Damn right. They gotta always on you for that.
Right.
And then you quit switching your schedule up too. That's messed up.
It is. It's very messed up. But that's what you deal with. That's what you deal with in America when we don't have reign over people.
Right.
They want to oppress you, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right. Go ahead.
Now verse 20. And God said, "Let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life."
Right, the moving creature that hath life. What's in the waters? Give me some stuff that's in the waters.
Sharks, whales.
We know that.
Fish.
Right.
Octopuses,
squids.
Yeah.
Shrimps, the crabs, the lobsters. You know what I'm talking about? The catfishes, tunas. You know what I'm talking about? Everything that's supposed to be in the ocean. Everything that's supposed to be in the waters.
Occasionally turtles too.
Yeah, turtles too, but I don't know if those like I would say alligators and stuff like that. But I don't know if alligators are
they versatile. They do both. But they don't, but they be in the water, but they don't breathe underwater. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are just made to hold their breath long, or can move around there in a long time. You know what I'm saying? Basically, when we read that scripture, it says, and God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that had life. It's talking about, the stuff that you have in the ocean, those fish, you know what I'm saying? Those that has its own ecosystem from the predators in the ocean that attack the other fish and get that thing to move. And then of course you have the sanitary department of the ocean, which is like the crabs and oysters and things like that decompose all the elements that have settled on the bottom of the ocean. So just like how there's creatures that are above the waters that are on the land that have different jobs, like the vulture does the same thing that the crab does or that the oyster does. And then you have predators that are meant there to, I guess you could say, keep the population at bay, or at least just, they have their purpose. They all have their purpose, whether it be in the land or even above land, that they may have their living. And that's what they're made to do. That's why the sharks and whales and dolphins, those are like the predominant apex predators of the ocean.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And God made them to be that glory that they are.
And I was watching a documentary about the orchids the other day, the killer whales.
Oh, good night. Them things is deadly.
Yeah, killer. They call them killer whales, and then they try to put them in SeaWorld and have.
I never liked SeaWorld. That's messed up, man.
That's why Free Willy been killing trainers since Shamu killed almost 20 different people. You know what I'm talking about?
Is that the one here?
Yeah, that's the one here.
Shamu killed 20?
Shamu killed 20 different people.
Golly.
You know what I'm talking about? And they're still trying to capture these monster whales and put them in captivity.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing can be free in the earth.
Right.
Everything has to be in captivity with the white man.
Right.
Everything has to be in captivity.
Like the brother brought out at camp, it was a heavy point. He said that even the horses were being oppressed. The ones that were on the carriages, carrying people around. Like even the horses oppressed.
Like a horse can't be a free stallion just running around, you know what I mean, doing what he wants to do.
Right. God created these creatures to roam in their land, in their inheritance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they have an inheritance too.
Right. These people must be stopped.
Mm-hmm.
These people must be stopped, man.
That's right.
So like
that's amazing. I love Genesis. Genesis goes hard because it puts things into perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But you just have to be taught how to understand it, because everybody's not taught how to understand. Like we always say, right? When you go to any profession that you need to go to, even when you go to a new job that don't need you to be like you still have to go to job training,
right?
You know what I mean? How come the Bible is the only profession where people can just pick it up and just know exactly what it says?
Right.
When like, oh yeah, that's what that. So yeah, that must be. That's why people think snakes talk. You know what I mean? That's why people think these weird things about the Bible when the Bible is not a weird book at all. Right. The Bible is a very basic, simple. I'm not gonna say simple, but it's very simplistic. It's nothing that's wild about it that's gonna make you think something else. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you know how to read it, you can read it, but you have to be taught how to read it. It's not something that's just. How can I put it? It's nothing that it's something that's just plain and simple. Like the Bible says what it says.
Right. It's practical.
Yeah, very there we go. It's practical knowledge. You know what I mean? It's just that people read it and they don't want to believe what that says, right?
Man,
like when they read John 3:16, right? They've been indoctrinated so much they want to believe that God loves everybody, even though they know that God don't love everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So they want to see what they want to see out of the Bible instead of seeing what it says. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure people have seen all the destruction in the Bible that the Most High did done in the past time, but they still be like, God is love. Like, well, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see very much love in the Most High killing the whole earth.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you see what's going on in Ukraine. That's not all love.
You know what I mean? That's why they say pray for Ukraine. Pray for Ukraine. No, why don't you pray for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans?
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? Pray for that. There's nothing you can do for Ukraine because the Most High said he was going to destroy that place anyway. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say Ukraine, but he said he's going to, where the Edomites dwell, it's going to be desolate. So the Most High said he was going to destroy that anyway. So there's nothing that you can do. You can't pray for Ukraine. You know what I mean? But you can pray for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
That's right.
You can't pray for them because the Most High God, they got the kingdom that's coming next under Yahweh Shah,
right.
their king. So you can pray for that. That's something you can pray for. You know what I'm talking about? You can't pray for Ukraine though. Ukraine's done for because the Most High said so. America's done for because the Most High, thus saith the Lord. Russia's done for, thus saith the Lord. Europe is done for, thus saith the Lord. All these kingdoms that are on the planet are done for, thus saith the Lord. But the kingdom to come is what you can pray for, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. That's what you pray for. You pray for your salvation. You pray for the salvation of your brothers and sisters, man. You know what I'm talking about? How come we don't pray for Tyrone in the hood that ain't got no mama because his mama's on drugs and his daddy on drugs, and you know what I'm talking about? Why don't you pray for little Tyrone, man? Why don't you pray for Pedro, man? Why don't you pray for Little Bear, man? Why don't you pray for Black Coyote? You know what I mean? That got their whole land taken away from them and placed on a little reservation, man. You know what I mean? Why don't you pray for that horse? You know what I'm talking about? That gotta carry people around on a horse and buggy. You know what I mean? On a buggy all throughout downtown.
Right.
Why don't you pray for Shamu, man? That's stuck in that little bitty tank, and he's used to going around into all the ocean. Why don't you pray for the tigers that the Tiger King had locked up on the zoo, man? Right. But you want to pray for Ukraine. You want to pray for Ukraine, man.
Right. That's crazy, man.
That it makes no sense, man. It makes no sense, man. Let's keep going on.
It says, and God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that had life.
It says what?
It says, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that had life.
Right.
And fowl that may fly above the earth.
Right. A fowl that may fly above the earth. What's that, man?
I mean, come on.
They're talking about them birds, man.
Yeah,
the eagles,
the Cardinals.
Cardinals,
Falcons,
pigeons.
Yeah,
I love pigeons. Pigeons are cool, man. There's all different types of pigeons, and the pigeons are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The blackbird, the crow, the is it vultures that we always see in the middle of the road that we eating up the roadkill? The vultures. You know what I'm talking about?
Technically chicken, but they don't really fly.
But they're birds.
So you can't forget about them.
What about ostriches? Ostriches are cold-blooded.
Emu, man.
Emu's a bird.
Roadrunner.
Oh, roadrunner. Okay.
A woodpecker. You know.
Hey, I've seen the roadrunner. San Antonio has a lot of roadrunners.
For real?
Yeah, that's why the UTSA is roadrunners.
No way, I never even seen one.
Man, they run fast too.
That's what's up, man.
They run fast too.
That's your velociraptor, modern day velociraptor right there.
Keep going. All right.
You know what I'm talking about? It says, which every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly,
right, after
their kind,
right,
and every winged fowl after his kind,
right.
And God saw that it was good.
So we didn't finish 20, man.
Oh, my
fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven.
Okay, let me read that one more time. I skipped ahead. My bad. It says, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven.
In the what?
In the open firmament of heaven.
So the sky is for who?
The birds.
The birds, man. Mm-hmm. The birds, so they can be flying around up there doing little circle tricks and all that, whatever they want to do, man. You know what I mean? Like I want to see a movie about, like, you know, they got Finding Nemo, they got cars, and I want to see a movie about birds just flying. You know what I mean? Like they got to have some awesome stories. Right. They got to have some awesome stories, man. Like,
because everybody always wants to fly, but the birds, that's their gift.
That's their thing. That's what they do. Mm-hmm. That's what they do. They fly the open firmament, man. Like that. You ever heard the saying "flying free as a bird"? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's for them. It's for them to fly free like a bird. You know what I'm talking about? Keep going, man.
In the open firmament of heaven.
Right.
And God created great whales.
He created who?
Great whales.
He created Shamu and Free Willy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He created all that, man. He created all that for them, man. Go ahead. So they can rule. They can have something to rule and somewhere to go and be where they don't have to be at SeaWorld. You know what I mean? Killing trainers, because they call them trainers because they got to be trained, but they're wild animals. You can't train a whale. You know what I mean? How you gonna train a whale? What you gonna do with a whale when the whale get to flipping out and boom and fall on top of you and take you down to the bottom of the ocean, to the bottom of the sea tank?
Done. That's a heavy, that boy big.
Yeah, you gonna train that? That's like that video when the trainer was trying to train the lion and he's over here like this and like that, and the lion looking at him and he just goes straight for his hand, like why are you trying to train a lion? You know what I mean? That's the king of the jungle,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, you gonna train the king? He's the king of the jungle. Like, yeah,
or you go ahead. So like another thing too, and I never understood this: why people that mess with crocodiles gotta go and put their head in the crocodile's mouth. You know he's gonna chomp your head. Why would you do that? Because that's like the most powerful jaw on the planet. You gonna put yourself in that kind of position? But you want to lock a door when a black man walks by your car. But you gonna put your head in between an alligator's teeth.
Right.
Or you gonna touch that stingray. What's that dude's name? The Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile hunter.
He got done in all right by that stingray. All that messing around with them crocodiles. He had that on lock, but he didn't have the stingray on lock.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you gonna go mess with the wild animal, but then you shoot us down in the middle of the street. You know what I mean? So the wild animal is okay, but us walking through the street we're gonna die. What's up, Congress?
If I could, that's a heavy point. That just lets you know that we are the Lord's chosen people.
Right.
The priest just said they putting their head in lions and tigers and bears' mouths and alligators and all of that, hunting crocodiles and all of that, but then they'll lock their door when we walk past. That just lets you know that we're chosen by the Most High, which created all these things.
That's right.
And they know it. That's how you know that they know it.
The spirit know it.
Right.
It's a spiritual
It's
thing.
A spiritual thing.
The spirit is afraid.
Right.
They're more afraid of us than a shark.
Right.
Shark Week, you know what I'm talking about? All that, man.
Yeah, they're swimming with sharks. They were
a shark.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to train and play with bears and lions and crocodiles. But they'll shoot us down like they shooting our kids. They
right.
Our babies.
Right.
That's how you know that we're chosen. So
Right. And Sister Vanessa just put on here. She said the white man said God loves everybody, but he shows the most hate. You know what I'm talking about? He shows the most hate, and that is so real. Like, so they lock our doors, they lock the doors when we walk by, right? But then we go to our Walmart in our neighborhood, in our local neighborhood Walmart, and then got to worry about Tommy running in there with an AK-47 spraying the place. We in our church, and we got to worry about Dylan Ruth Thorne going in there and spraying the place. Right. You don't even live in the hood. What are you doing out here? We're in the hood,
right?
You know what I'm talking about? Like, we got to worry about, if we're at a protest, we got to worry about what's the white boy name that just got off?
I know exactly who you talking about.
What's the white boy name that just got off for killing those two protesters?
Man, I forget it.
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
We got to worry about him crossing state lines with guns to come hunt our steps and murder us down.
Right.
Ahmaud Arbery is just taking a little jog, trying to exercise, trying to get himself right, and he got to worry about white people hunting his steps, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, Sluggy, go ahead. I was just gonna say, because this is a local thing. San Antonio just lost Kevin Johnson to the police. He couldn't even go for a walk in the park,
right,
without his warrant getting the best of him, because the white man was sitting there waiting, hunting his steps.
Right.
Second he stepped out this house to go walk in the park, his steps was being hunted.
Is that him? He got a warrant.
Yeah.
And the warrant wasn't the warrant wasn't even. Yeah, he got a warrant, and the warrant wasn't even nothing violent, nothing crazy, or nothing like that. Yeah, you know what I mean. You got to lose your life for a traffic ticket warrant. I have to die for that? That's what I die about. My people have to die for running a red light. You know what I mean? For running a red light, we have to die for running a stop sign. You know what I mean? Can't nothing be free here with this oppressor here, man. Can't nothing be free here with this oppressor. That's why the Most High has to destroy it. Has to destroy this place, man. And let them not reign anymore. That's why. All right. Go ahead, Art.
Verse 21.
So he's talking about the birds, right?
Yeah, and God created great whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good.
Right. So there's nothing wrong with Shamu. When Shamu goes and when Shamu goes and kills a trainer, right? That's trying to keep him in captivity. There's nothing wrong. Shamu didn't do anything wrong. Right. Shamu done with it. It's called he's a killer whale.
That's right. That's why they call him that. Yeah.
You're trying to domesticate a killer whale, a great white shark. You know what I mean? A grizzly bear, the king of the jungle, a lion. You know what I'm talking about? Like you're playing with fire, basically. You know what I mean? So don't get mad when you get burnt up. You can't get mad when you get burnt up. Like and that just it's crazy. It's just crazy. And then they want to kill kill the tiger. After the tiger attacks someone that's trying to mess with it and play with it and everything. So the tiger attacks it. Arr! And then they get mad at the tiger. Why didn't you just let the tiger be? And then little old Becky wouldn't get bit at the zoo. You know what I mean? For trying to take a camera phone picture of a tiger. Because the tiger would have been way wherever it is doing whatever it does.
Right. They shot Harambe too.
Yeah, I don't know who's Harambe.
The gorilla.
Oh,
years ago.
You dig what I'm saying? You can't get mad at when Bubbles go berserk and start snatching people's scalps off. Have you heard? Did y'all hear about that? Y'all didn't hear about that? Y'all didn't hear about the little chimpanzee? No, it was a chimpanzee like a Bubbles, and he snatched somebody's skull, like snatched their scalp off, hair and all. You know what I mean? You can't get mad at that. He's used to playing with monkeys. He's not used to playing with people. So when when he comes to a person and be like, "Hi, you can't get mad about that because he does that to his monkey brothers all the time. Y'all can't get mad, man. But they want to get mad and they want to kill the chimpanzee for being a chimpanzee. They want to kill a black man. Go ahead.
Oh no, this if I could, the killer whales are like, if they natural habitat. They like pack animals. And Shamu, he probably trying to find his brothers. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
What I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's why this goddamn kingdom got the fall, man. Because even like we said, like y'all saying the whole time, man, the animals getting the precious well, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, you're right. You're right. Shamu trying to find his brothers and run into the end of the tank. Dude.
I could too, if I could.
Wait
just going off what you're saying, everything's got a purpose in the ocean. The whale, they're there to keep a population. The dolphins are there to keep them in check. You know what I'm saying? Dolphins keep sharks in check, and you're going to take them out their habitat now. The ecosystem's all running rampant.
Right.
Because you want to lower the population just because you want to try to make some money.
Read that last part of 21.
Verse 21, second precept. Which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind.
Right.
And God saw that it was good.
God saw that it was good. It's just doing what it's supposed to do. Right. That's what the Most High made them for, to swim free, to fly free. It's only the oppressor that wants to domesticate the animal.
Right.
You can't domesticate an animal that's supposed to be free. Right. Whatever happened to dogs and cats? Aren't they supposed to be domesticated? Aren't they supposed to be like pets or something like that? Right. So how come we don't just go get you a dog? Go get you a cat. Why do you have to get a lion, a king of? Why you gotta go get Simba? Right. You know, the king of the jungle where he roar and things supposed to happen. Roar and everything around there is supposed to be like, oh snap! I think Simba's up. Let me go over here. Right. You know what I'm talking about? But the so-called white man always want to get up and take a camera phone picture of it, and then get mad when the lion got his jaws in his neck. You know what I mean? It's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling.
Like if I could.
Go ahead, Doc.
Like it's crazy. Like that's how you know that they are crooked. Like they are made. Like the scriptures say. Like who can make straight what the Most High made crooked? Right. Like they go out and do all these things and like get up close and you know what I'm saying, try to take video of these animals and all of that. Like you know, like I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm glad they out there doing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we can learn about these animals without, you know what I'm saying, risking ourselves. Because they out there dying. You know what I'm saying? They out there getting stabbed by stingrays and, you know what I'm saying, wrestling alligators and all of that.
Right.
Like, they was made crooked. And, you know what I'm saying, if we just, you know what I'm saying, separate and, you know what I'm saying, be our own people.
Right.
But we want to be like them. So we out there suffering like they suffer. It's like.
Right. That's why the Sabbath day is so important, because the Sabbath day is our culture.
Right, I'm right.
You know what I'm talking about? The reading these precepts in the ancient Hebrew and the ancient Assyrian in our language, that's our culture. That's for us. Nobody else. You know what I'm talking about? And that's why it's so important to come to Sabbath service. That's why it's so important to be here at Sabbath service, because this is our culture and nobody else's, man. Right. And we're actually learning our culture.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? That's why we're going. That's why we're going into Genesis and Exodus and Leviticus and Deuteronomy and Numbers and Deuteronomy. You know what I mean? That's why we go into that, because that's the basis of our culture. Right. Is those laws, statutes, and commandments. The Most High gave that to us as an heritage. You know what I'm talking about? The Most High gave that to us to be separate from everybody on the planet. You know what I mean? That's the whole point. With that, Amajum, I don't know if we do the prayers first or we give the. Do we do the prayers first? Yeah, all right. No. Salaki. Now give the.
Is that for me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The last reader.
La Yasha'Allah.
Hold on, wait 1 second. You didn't even give me this back. You know what I'm talking about?
Salaki, sir.
Here you go.
La Yasha'Allah.
La Yasha'Allah. Take it down.
Abano. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Haya. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakwatka. Taba'ah. Ratazayaka. Haya. Aisha. Ba'arataza. Kawa. Haya. Bashamayim. Nathalano. Lakam. Ka. Yawam. Wasalakhlana. Kawawath now. Kasalak now. Kawawath now. Wala. Tabiya now. Banasaya 1. Abo. Hawashai now. Mayan. Rai. Haya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Wa'ala. Wa'ata pa'arath. I will love you. Amen.
That's it. We just do that. Yeah, we just do the Lord's Prayer at the end of the service. Man, hold up. Now we're going to salute the Torah.
Okay. Do you have to turn the camera for that?
Yeah, we do, but not yet. It's supposed to be not when you salute it.
It's supposed to be open during class and closed when you salute.
It's like, all right, well, let's close it up. Since you know so much, maybe you should have. Never mind.
You want me to hold it? Yeah. Oh God, where do you want me to stand at?
Over here. Turn the camera.
Right here. Or you want me to scoot up?
Scoot up a little bit. Yeah, turn the camera. Here we go. I go first, huh? All right. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabarakia.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabarakia.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabarakia. All right, you come back this way. This way. What you doing?
Nah, it's loose. You just gotta turn it. Nah, just kind of line it up. It'll be too long.
Yeah, right there. I'm gonna give a courtesy salute to the brothers.
Okay.
All right. Men of Israel, Amadu Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat, Yad Matar. We're gonna start, turn the face of sisters. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shabbat, Shem Yahweh Shabbat. All right, Yad Matar. All right, dismissed.